we thought that we would do a video that's probably not very popular in opinion.
And it's about upcharge events. There's 3 of them we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, just because I feel like we always try to find the positive in everything, and so we're just going to talk a little bit about why these events might not be bad. Like, don't think about it as Disney's just pushing to get more money out of you. So what's the first one we're going to talk about?
The first one we're going to talk about, how about the Extra Magic Morning?
Okay, Extra Magic Morning.
We'll start in the morning.
Okay, sure. Extra Magic Morning. So Extra Magic Morning is available, I think, at Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom right now. They let you into the park at 7:45 and the park opens at 9 o'clock. So this would be really great because they have 2 or 3 rides that are open that you can go to and go and ride or whatever before the park opens, so you can go and ride them repeatedly.
Big ticket rides. Like
yeah.
In Magic Kingdom, it includes Peter Pan and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train that you either have to book a fast pass way in advance for or wait in a really long line if you want to do it.
Yeah, and I think Hollywood Studios is maybe Toy Story? I can't remember. I'd have to go and look it up. But anyway, it's $69 for an adult and $59 for a kid. But the caveat being that you have to have park admission to go into the park later during the day, which kind of stinks that you have to have park admission because that's...
So it's not like a party.
No, it's not like a party at all. So, but the great thing about this is that you can take advantage of all the rides before the park opens, obviously, and you get to go and do them over and over and over again as much as you can. And also, breakfast is included, and it's a buffet, which is super awesome.
And your breakfast is good until 10 o'clock. So if you go in, that hour before the park opens, you can wait till after the fact and, wait till like 9:45 when everyone else has already gotten in and gotten in line. You can go hop over and have some breakfast.
Yeah, so just kind of to give you some comparative prices, Crystal Palace is $32 for an adult and $20 for kids. So if you were to go and do that, it would include tips. Or that would not include tips, you'd have to tip on top of it. So it's really only about $30 to have unlimited access to the rides for another hour. So, I mean, it's pretty cool, but explain the disadvantage that the advantage that we had, because we didn't do this in July, but we got to be a disadvantage if you paid for this.
A disadvantage to this is something we took advantage of, and that is the fact that they aren't super strict about checking, like they didn't have wristbands or anything for it, and when
they might have had wristbands for it, we don't know, but they let us go on to, I'll let you continue.
When we had a breakfast reservation before the park opened
at
Be Our Guest, we finished up early and went back out, and they let us go hop in line. This was probably like 20 minutes before the rest of the park was opening, and we got to do Seven Dwarfs Mine Train as if we had paid the price for this early admission stuff, even though we didn't. So it's not as exclusive, or at least not when we were there.
Right. Who knows if it could happen, but if this is something that maybe you're wanting to take advantage of, you could always book a Be Our Guest reservation at 8 a.m., which is what we did. And if you eat really quickly like we did, then maybe you could go out and take advantage of these rides that were open that we didn't have to pay $69 an adult.
Seven Dwarfs twice, and then hopped over to Peter Pan just ahead of the big bull rush that was coming over. So we got to do 2 of our favorites right there at the start.
It was awesome. All right, so moving on, that's Early Magic Morning. We don't really think that we would do that, but there's some advantages to it if you wanted to. Something else that we're going to talk about are the cabana rentals. What is the cabana?
All right, well, if y'all don't know, these cabanas are over in the Magic Kingdom in Tomorrowland. They're kind of tucked away over towards the bathrooms, kind of on that side. And it's a rental you can get that is yours for the day, up to 8 people. And it's $649, which averages out to be $81 a person. Now, what's included in this? I have it on my phone. I'm going to read it. Private and shaded seating, cold beverages and snacks, unlimited, a lockable storage trunk, an electronic device charging station, sunscreen, hand sanitizer, insect repellent, a small refrigerator, which would be great if you wanted to bring in lunch meat or something like we frequently do. One fruit basket, one-time delivery of ice cream novelties and desserts, personalized Mickey ears, and reserved viewing space for the parades and fireworks. So probably the comparison for this is to think of the price, $81 a person, compared to just the dessert party on Tomorrowland Terrace, when you think about all the extra stuff that comes into this.
Which is $79. So if you're thinking of this comparatively, yeah, $79 for adults, $47 for children. But when you're thinking about this comparatively, like, if you had 8 people, why would you not do it if you were gonna go to the Tomorrowland dessert party? Like, that's crazy. Like, you get the reserved seating and you get all this extra stuff. And if you're staying off site, you had a great point.
Yeah, this is good if you're off-site because it's pretty easy when you're on Disney property to, you know, pop back to your resort maybe in the afternoon, take a nap, maybe go sit by the pool for a little bit, and come back at night. But if you're off property, that means you got to get to your car, drive back to a hotel, which, you know, could be a 30-minit drive.
Especially at Magic Kingdom, because you have to take all the transport to get back to your car in the first place. So anyway.
So after all of that, I mean, this just gives you a place you can go, and if you got little kids, they can take a nap, or with the charging station, you know, you can bring an iPad and keep it locked away, let them, you know, have a little screen time and relax in the shade with a nice cool drink, and give you a place to go rest. Plus, you get the essentially fast pass viewing areas,
right, which
for
is
the parades and shows.
Just really, really cool. So I mean, they catch a lot of flack for it, but I think if it's something like if the upcharge events are your thing and you're going to be there with a lot of people, I think that this would be a really cool thing to try. And I wish that we had 6 other people that we could go and do this with, because that would be really cool. So if you want to go and rent a cabana with us at the Magic Kingdom, leave a comment below. Okay. Okay. The last event, which is what? Do you remember?
Yes,
okay.
But I don't remember the name of it.
The after hours event.
The one at night.
Yeah.
So you get there, you pay for the morning, you do everything fun, and then you rent your cabana, which is all day, and then you're gonna stay late at night into the, like what, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, so the way this works is you get a ticket to go into the park. So you actually would probably not want to do this on a day that you've done, like do all the other stuff. This would be a great thing to do in replacement of a park ticket, which costs $101 at the most non-peak time. So it's tiered based on like peak times. So this costs $89 for DVC and annual pass, or $119 for your typical people. So you get in at 7 p.m. and which is 4 hours before park close, and then you get to stay from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. and ride all sorts of stuff that's open during, which is very similar to,
it's kind of like a Halloween
yeah,
party.
very much
that
so.
kind of admission is just not a party, but getting in at 7 means you still have enough time to see, you get to see all the nighttime shows, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, but you don't get the specialized show like How It Wishes or the cool parade, boot to you, and kind of that stuff. But I think it would be, I mean, I'd love to do this, like especially if I were not an annual pass holder, because if you replace this with a day, it would be really cool to go in, because you would get so much done from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Especially because they don't offer a child's price for this. So when you don't have child price for admission, like those little kids probably aren't going to go to this, because parents don't want to pay that much to bring their children into an event like this, because they can go into the park for so much cheaper with their children.
Or they're going to get cranky at that late at night anyway, and they don't want to deal with it. So this is probably good too, and this is one idea we had if we ever utilize this, is use this as a combo day. So if you have either a day you want to stay at your resort pool for a little bit, sleep in, take it easy, good for that day, or if you want to do like the water parks, something like that, it'd be a good combo day. So maybe in the long trip, this could be your, you know, hey, we had a late night before, sleep in, and then let this be your park day. Something like that, I think, is where this would very well fit into some trips.
Yeah, so I just think that when you think about these upcharge events, like, don't just think, oh man, Disney's just trying to nickel and dime everybody. Like, they could be very beneficial to some people. Kind of just depends. And we just only touched on a few of them, but these are the ones that we felt like could be really good if you wanted them to. And when you think about it comparatively, compared to like all the things that people pay for at Disney World, like, I mean, it's just what you prefer to do, and that's the way you do it.
I mean, I see all of y'all paying like 15 bucks for a Coke and a churro, and that's your choice, but when you think about the price of some other stuff, you go like, if you do that 4 times, that's one admission into one of these.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
just think about it that way, and then you might be able to justify a price if you go, hey, this might actually work for us.
Yeah, so just do Disney the way that you want to do. And if this is something that you're thinking about, just research it and see if it makes sense for you. And don't hate on other people for doing it, because that's not cool.
Don't hate, appreciate.
Don't hate, appreciate.
But like seriously, the advice of just do Disney the way y'all would do it. So if you like being up early and beating the crowds, do it that way. If you like sleeping in and going to the park at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, do it that way.
Because there's nobody that does you as well as you do you. PSAs with Brittany. Hashtag. You put the hashtag before the words. But anyway, if you like this video, leave us a comment below and tell us which one you would like to go to. Which one of these events would be most likely for you to do, and give us a big thumbs up. But until then, We'll see you next
And let
time.
us know which one we should do. We're not going to take your advice, but let us know which one you think would be best for us based on how we do Disney since you guys watch.
Okay, cool. Anyway, give us a thumbs up.
And also comment if you want me to change hoodies, because I feel like I wear this in every Disney video.
Oh well, they'll get over it,
Go
because
dog.
nobody does us the way we do us.